Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lexi, and welcome back to my English podcast. I'm so excited to talk to you today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, wherever you are in the world. Today, we're going to learn something super useful. We'll learn how to talk about your job in English. This is so important. Think about it. When you meet new people, what's one of the first questions they ask? What do you do? Or where do you work? Right? So you need to know how to answer these questions in English. Don't worry if you don't have a job right now. Maybe you're a student or maybe you're looking for work. That's okay. I'll teach you how to talk about that too. Are you ready? Let's start. Let's begin with the most common question. What do you do? This question means, what is your job? Or what do you do for work? How do you answer? It's simple. You can say, I'm a teacher. I'm a doctor. I'm a student. I work in a restaurant. I work for a tech company. Let's practice. Say after me, I'm a, and add your job. Say it out loud. Even if you're on the bus or walking down the street, practice is important. Now, let me tell you about my job. I'm a content creator and a podcaster. Content creator means I make videos, podcasts, and posts for the internet. I create content that's pictures, videos, audio, and I share it online. But you know what's funny? When I tell people in Canada I'm a podcaster, some older people look at me confused. They ask, a what? A podcaster? Do you make pots? And I have to explain, no. A podcast, it's like a radio show on the internet. My grandma still doesn't understand what I do. She tells her friends, my granddaughter talks on the computer. I mean, she's not wrong. Another common question is, where do you work? You can answer like this. I work at a hospital. I work in an office. I work from home. I work at a school. Notice the words at, in, and from. We say at for specific places. At a hospital, at a cafe. We say in for general places, in an office, in a store. And we say from home when we work at home. Me? I work from home most of the time. My office is my bedroom. I sit at my desk with my computer, my microphone, and my cat, Luna. Luna is my co-worker, but she's not very helpful. She sleeps all day and sometimes walks on my keyboard. Last week, she stepped on my keyboard while I was recording, and I had to delete 10 minutes of recording. Thanks, Luna. Sometimes I go to a cafe to work. There's a nice cafe near my apartment. It's called The Morning Bean. I go there, order a latte, sit by the window, and work on my laptop. I love working in cafes because I can watch people walking by. It's inspiring. Your turn. Where do you work or where do you study? Think about it and say it in English. I work at or I work from. Okay, now people know what you do and where you work, but sometimes they want to know more. They might ask, what do you do at work? Or, what does your job involve? This means, what are your tasks? What activities do you do every day? For example, a teacher might say, I teach students and prepare lessons. A nurse might say, I take care of patients and give them medicine. A chef might say, I cook food and create new recipes. For me, I do many different things. Let me tell you about a typical workday. First, I answer emails and messages. I get so many messages from listeners like you. People ask me English questions or they share their stories. I love reading them, but sometimes it takes 2 hours just to answer all the messages. Then I write scripts for my podcast episodes. A script is the text I will say in the podcast. I don't read it word by word when I record, but I use it as a guide. Writing a script usually takes me about 3 to 4 hours. It's hard work. I have to think, Is this interesting? Will people understand? Am I using simple words? After that, I record the podcast. I sit at my desk, put on my headphones, and talk into my microphone. I try to sound natural and friendly, like I'm talking to a friend. But sometimes I make mistakes. I say the wrong word or I start laughing for no reason. Then I have to record that part again. And finally, I edit everything. Edit means I fix mistakes and make it sound better. I remove long pauses, I take out the parts where I say too much, and I add music. Editing is my least favorite part because it's very detailed work. It can take 4 or 5 hours to edit one episode, but it's necessary. Oh, I also create content for social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I make short videos about English tips, or I post pictures of my daily life. Social media is fun, but it also takes a lot of time. Practice time. Try to say, at work, and add your activity. For example, at work, I help customers, or at work, I study and do homework. So this is another question people ask. Do you like your job? It's okay to be honest. You can say, yes, I love my job. It's okay. It's not bad. No, I don't like it very much. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. For me, I love my job. I really do. But I have to be honest. It's not always easy. Let me tell you the good parts first. I love that I can work from home. I don't have to wake up super early and drive to an office. I can work in my comfortable clothes, sometimes in my pajamas. Don't tell anyone. I also love that I can be creative. Every day is different. Some days I write scripts, some days I draw, some days I record videos. I never get bored. And the best part? I love connecting with people all over the world. When someone sends me a message and says, Lexi, your podcast helped me learn English, I feel so happy. It makes all the hard work worth it. But there are difficult parts too. Sometimes I feel lonely. When you work from home alone, you don't have coworkers to talk to. You don't have someone to eat lunch with or to joke around with. Sometimes I work for 8 hours and the only person I talk to is my cat. Also, the work never really stops. When you work in an office, you leave at 5 p.m. and you're done. But when you work from home, the office is always there. Sometimes it's 9 p.m. and I think, I should answer those emails or I should edit that video. It's hard to stop working. And sometimes I feel stressed. What if people don't like my podcast? What if I make a mistake? What if my English isn't good enough? These worries come into my head sometimes. But you know what? Every job has good parts and bad parts. The important thing is, do the good parts make you happy? For me, yes. So I continue. Your turn. Do you like your job or your school? Think about the good parts and the bad parts. It's okay to have both. People might also ask you, what are your working hours? Or, what's your schedule? Schedule means your plan for when you work. You can answer, I work from 9 to 5. This means 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I work part-time. Part-time means not full hours, maybe 20 hours a week. I work full-time. Full-time means all hours, usually 40 hours a week. I have flexible hours. Flexible means you can choose when to work. I have flexible hours. I can work anytime I want. Usually I work from about 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., but some days I start later, and some days I work in the evening. Last month, I had to record a podcast at 11 p.m. Why? Because my neighbor was fixing his house during the day. Bang, bang, bang. Hammer sounds everywhere. I couldn't record. So I waited until nighttime when everything was quiet. I was so tired, but I had no choice. Practice. Say, I work from to, and add your hours. Now next is a sensitive topic. Sensitive means some people feel uncomfortable talking about it. In Canada, we don't usually ask someone, how much money do you make? It's considered rude, but you might need to talk about it sometimes. Here are some ways to say it politely. I make a good salary. Salary is money you get every month. The pay is decent. Decent means okay, acceptable. I don't make much money, but I love the work. In my job, the money is interesting. Some months are good, some months are not so good. It depends on how many people listen to my podcast and support me. When I first started, I made almost no money. 0. For 6 months, I worked on my podcast every day, and I made maybe $50 total. My brother Tom said, Lexi, are you sure about this? Maybe you should get a real job? That made me upset. I said, Tom, this is a real job. Just wait and see. And slowly, it got better. More people started listening. Now I can pay my rent and buy my groceries with my podcast work. I'm not rich, but I'm happy. And that's more important than money, right? Well, most of the time it's more important. What if you don't have a job right now? That's okay. Here's what you can say. I'm a student, if you study. I'm looking for work, if you're searching for a job. I'm between jobs. A polite way to say you don't work right now. I'm taking care of my family, if you stay home with kids or family. I'm retired, if you finished working because you're older. All of these are perfectly fine answers. You don't need to feel embarrassed. I remember when I finished university, I didn't have a job for 4 months. People asked me, what do you do? And I felt so uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say. I said, I'm figuring things out. But now I know. That time was important. I was learning. I was thinking about what I wanted to do. It wasn't wasted time. So if you're in that situation now, don't worry. You're not alone. Let me tell you a quick story about my brother Tom. This will help you practice talking about jobs. Tom works as a software developer. Software developer means he creates computer programs and apps. He works for a tech company in Toronto. Every morning, Tom wakes up at 6:30 a.m. 6:30. That's so early. He gets dressed in nice clothes, a shirt and pants, and he drives to his office. He works from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. At his job, Tom writes code, attends meetings, and solves problems with computers. He works with a team of other developers. They sit in a big office with many desks. Tom likes his job because the salary is very good, and his coworkers are nice, but he doesn't like that he has to wake up so early, and sometimes the meetings are very long and boring. Last week, Tom told me, Lexi, I'm jealous of you. You work in your pajamas and play with your cat all day. I said, Tom, I don't play all day. I work hard. But, okay, maybe I do play with Luna sometimes. Practice activity. Try to tell a story about someone you know and their job. Use the words we learned today. Let's review some useful phrases for talking about your job. 1. I'm a job name. I'm a teacher. I'm a nurse. 2. I work at, in, from, place. I work at a hospital. I work from home. 3. My job is interesting. My job is challenging. 4. I love, like, don't like my job because. I love my job because it's creative. 5. At work, I activity. At work, I help customers. Let's practice one more time. Try to answer these questions out loud. What do you do? Where do you work? Do you like your job? What do you do at work? Take your time. Don't rush. Even if you make mistakes, that's okay. Mistakes help us learn. So, today we learned how to talk about your job in English. We learned questions, answers, and useful vocabulary. We talked about work hours, money, and what to say if you don't have a job right now. Remember, your job is just one part of your life. It doesn't define who you are. Whether you work in an office, from home, at a restaurant, or at a school, you are valuable and important. And if you're learning English right now, I'm so proud of you. Learning a language takes time and effort. But every day you practice, you get better. Keep going. Now I have a question for you. What do you do? Tell me about your job. Write in the comments below. Tell me what you do, where you work, and if you like it. I will read every single comment. Thank you so much for listening today. You are amazing, and I'm so happy you're here learning with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast and share it with your friends who are learning English. See you very soon in the next episode. Have a wonderful day, and remember, believe in yourself. Bye-bye.